Ann Okello here, founder of A&J Eco Beauty, your #1 formulation partner in Kenya. I'm excited to be back with another video, but even more excited that you've got to watch our last 2 videos. You've left your comments and feedback. Thumbs up to you guys. Thank you for the encouragement. So we are back with another video. Last week, if you watched, we did a simple DIY at home use body butter. This week we take it a notch higher and we want to formulate a body butter that you can now commercialize, something you can take to the market. So let's get going. So if you've not watched last week's video, please do, because we explained what body butters are and we said it's just a combination of oils and butters and waxes to ensure they hold together. However, if you want to do a body butter for sale, then there are some things you have to make sure you take care of. Number 1, you have to make sure that your body butter is effective enough for the purpose you're formulating it for. Body butters serve as moisturizers, so you want to make sure you have enough emollients in there. What are emollients? Emollients are basically lubricants. That is what gives your skin that soft, caressy, replenished feel. And emollients basically will penetrate only to the first layer of your skin. They trap in moisture and make sure that your skin is well moisturized. You also want to have what we call occlusives, and basically those are what gives your skin a protective barrier so that your skin is not losing moisture. And then we have other specialty ingredients that you want to put in there, and these include binding agents, what holds your butter together so that if it's on transit or as your clients use them, they stay put, they don't break down easily. And then of course additives, which are mostly for aesthetics. For example, you're using a lot of butters and oils, which makes the body butter greasy. What can we do to make it moisturizing but not very greasy? And so we have something for that. And then you can choose to have your fragrances, your pigments for color, and of course if you're doing a product for sale, you have to make sure that you include a preservative. This product does not contain any water. However, you have no control over what your client does with it. For example, they might put it in the bathroom, so you want to make sure it is well preserved. So this is my shea butter. Shea butter is an emollient. I actually call shea butter a heavy duty moisturizer. In there, I'll add my mango butter. Mango butter is also another very effective and efficient moisturizer, so that's an emollient as well. And then I have cocoa butter, which is equally deeply moisturizing, and I'll put everything in here. We have the coconut oil, which is also a moisturizing ingredient. And then beeswax. The reason that I'm adding beeswax is, like I said, when you are doing body butters which you'll be sending to clients, you want to make sure that they hold together enough so that, for example, if you send it to a place where the temperature is very high, they don't break down easily. And that's why I'm adding a wax. A wax helps to hold it together, so it sounds like a binding ingredient. This is cetyl alcohol and this is stearic acid. So stearic acid is a good and safe ingredient and a rich moisturizer. Like I said, it serves the purpose without necessarily being overly greasy. And in addition to that, it serves as a binding ingredient, holding your ingredients together, stabilizing your formula, but also stearic acid gives your product that glossy feel, that glossy appearance, and that's why you will find it in most of your lotions and butters and generally almost all cosmetics products. So that's stearic acid. Cetyl alcohol, like I said, is also an emollient, a stabilizing agent, and it's also not very greasy, so it will help your moisturizer, your body butter intensify its moisturizing abilities but reduce the shine or the greasiness. So we have all our oils, butters and stabilizing ingredients in here. We are putting it in a hot water bath so that they melt, after which we will cool them. So I've covered it with an aluminium foil to minimize chances of any moisture getting in because of the steam. Then throw it into the water bath, let your ingredients melt. After it's well melted, we'll put it in the fridge or just put it somewhere to cool, and then it will be ready for the next stage. I had pre-made a batch of the same product, and this is how it looks like after it's melted and it's cooled down. And now we want to whip it. We want to whip it because air will also help our product. How, you may ask? By introducing air bubbles into the butter, we are helping it settle together in the container or set well after we are done with our entire formulation. So the best way is to keep whipping as you cool it. I didn't do that myself, but it is advisable that as it cools, you keep whipping and cooling and whipping and cooling again, so that you introduce as much air bubbles as possible in the product to help it set well. After we are done whipping and it's looking really good and lovely and creamy, we move on to the next stage, which is our last part, adding our additives. And because we want precision with this formulation, then we have to weigh in everything. So we'll weigh our vitamin E, we'll weigh our fragrance, I'm using an essential oil, we will weigh our preservative, and also we will weigh our anti-shine ingredient, just something to manage the greasiness of the body butter. I'm using arrowroot powder for this product. So I'll just tare my weight so that I can put in essential oil. Again, the formulation percentages are at the description box below. Then we'll add in our preservative, very little. You have to ensure that you get a preservative that is oil soluble. So for this product, I've used Optifen. Unfortunately, Optifen is not very easily available around, so you can look for other alternatives. Phenoxyethanol is an option, but depending with your product's philosophy. By product's philosophy, I mean there's some ingredients that you probably do not want to be associated with your product, and there's some that you're comfortable with. The next thing that I'm adding is our vitamin E. So I need to tare our weight again so that I make sure I get the right quantities. There we go. I think that is enough. And this is a complete product. We could use it as it is. However, if I try it on my skin, for example, I love it. I love that it spreads very easily, but I don't like the shine. The shine is too much. So I want to add something that will help with the shine, and that's where arrowroot powder comes in. Some people use cornstarch. You can try that as well, but I'm using arrowroot powder. I'll put the quantities in the formula, but let's see how it turns out after we add arrowroot powder. After I add arrowroot powder, I want to try it again and see if it's better. And yeah, I think arrowroot helps manage the shine. It's less shiny than it originally was. I also love how this product easily melts on the skin. And that's it, guys. We are done. Our butter is ready. The next thing is how you want to present it. I'll just use these simple jars to package and store my butter. You see how it flows easily, but after a while it will harden a little and it will settle in. Of course, you can use a filling pipe to make it less messy, but I don't have that right now and I don't need to use that. I could just easily pour it with my spatula. So this is it, guys. These are our final product. How you present it is up to you. So you can choose a different kind of packaging. I chose to use these jars. I want to do just a little touch up on one of the butters. It is a glittery mica. So just to give it, this is purely for aesthetics. So just to give it a nice top-up appearance. This is it, guys. These are body butters you can confidently take to the market. What is the difference between these body butters and the simple one we made last week? Number one, we have added rich emollients to make sure that it is very functional as a moisturizer. Number two, we have added binding agents to make sure that it holds together longer and in different different temperatures or different conditions. And number three, we have managed the greasiness, so it's not as greasy as a normal DIY body butter. We used Arrowroot for that. And lastly, we've added a preservative because, like I said, you have no control over what your client does with these products or where they place them. The only other thing that you will need to do with these butters is, of course, add a label, and I think one of these days we will do a video on how to do labeling. But the basic rules and requirements is that you have to indicate every ingredient that you have used on your labels. You have to indicate the quantity. So for example, this would probably be about 200 grams. And your contacts, of course, the production and expiry date, and shelf life is a completely different subject by itself. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe, share with your friends and families, leave your comments and feedback below and your questions, and I'll be more than glad to answer those that I can. Keep safe, stay wise and profitable, and see you next time.